welcome. We've got a full house of cheering fans, including Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Earl B, he's our man. Earl B, the home team's biggest fan.
Great day, great game. Thanks to all you fans for coming out, especially Earl B. See you next game, everybody.
Boys soccer action underway here at George Daniel Stadium. Ron Baccalar along with Neil Summers and our producer, director, cameraman, Joe Bach. Action just getting underway. Again, the boys, like with the girls, play 40-minute halves. The clock does not stop unless there is a severe penalty and or an injury. Checking the starting lineups for the Southview Saints. And Neil, if anything exciting happens, just feel free to interrupt, please.
Will do.
All right, for the Southview Saints, the goalie is 0. That's his number, Vincent Velasquez. He is a junior, a first-year player, and he seems to be a real quick learner at the goalie position. Number 13 is Eric Levis. He is a senior, a 3-year varsity player, team captain, second team All-Lorain County last year in 2001. Number 12 is Scott Morris, a freshman, a first-year player coming to Southview with Ohio Premier Soccer experience. Number 17 is Jared Schulich. He is a junior and a first-year player. Walter Levenhagen is number 6, a senior and a 3-year varsity player. Josh Fossey is number 1. He is a senior, a 4-year varsity player, 2-year team captain, all Lorain County in 2000 and 2001, his sophomore and junior years. Number 3 is Andy Arredondo, a sophomore and 2nd-year varsity player. Number 10 is Joe Kowalczyk Jr. He is a senior, a 2nd-year varsity player, team captain, and the team utility position player. Number 7 is David McCartney, a junior and 3rd-year varsity player, good midfielder. He is strong with both feet and can also play any position on the field, and he will be asked to do so all year long. Number 9 is Mark Fazekas, a junior and a 2nd-year varsity player. He is moved from midfield to attacker this year and has a very strong left foot and brings speed and a hard-nosed play right up front. And rounding out the starting 11 for the Saints is number 2, Tyler Johnston, a freshman, a first-year player coming to Southview with Ohio Premier Soccer experience. And our subs on the bench for the Saints, number 8 is Joel Vasquez, a senior. Number 11 is Brett Meyer, a junior. Number 15 is Joe Caruso, a senior. Number 16 is Jeff Whitman, a sophomore. Number 20 is Josh Bailey, a senior. Number 21 is Joe Acevedo, and he is a junior. And there is also a number 22 for the Saints. We do not have a name for him. But if I know my partner the way I do, he will be getting that for us during the halftime.
Yipper.
Checking the starting lineup now for the Admirals of Lorain Admiral King High School. Number 4 is Jason Amato. He is a defensive sophomore. Number 6 is David Ross, a defensive senior. Number 7 is Joe Green, a freshman forward. Number 8 is Daniel Lucas. He is a freshman midfieldman. Number 9 is Andy Matos, a junior sweeper. Number 11 is Gareth Hannigan. He is a junior forward and also the kicker for the Admiral King football team. Number 12 is Brandon Carrion, a junior defenseman. Number 13 is Brian Gaynor, a midfield sophomore. Number 16 is Derek Smith, a junior midfieldman. And 00 is Rocky Ferraro. He is the goalie. Number 10 is Matt Vinsek. And those are the starting 11 for the Admirals, coached by Nick Damachia.
Long shot by the Admirals, or at least a pass, ended up being a goal kick now. This looks like it's going to be a little physical here tonight. Boys will be boys, right?
Absolutely. And of course you have to appreciate the fact, and this is an assumption on my part, and you know what they say about the word assume.
Oh yeah.
The Southview Saints don't want this to be an Admiral King sweep.
That's for sure. Both teams have some have at least one real key player. I know with Mr. Fossey there for the Saints and Vincic for the Admirals are two outstanding young soccer players in the area. So I think we'll see them in positions to do quite a bit this evening. Good defensive play by number 11 there for the Admirals.
That's Gareth Hannigan.
Beautiful pass there. Oh my. This is offsides. He was in offside position. Have an indirect kick.
Out of bounds. By the way, if you're just viewing us, the Admiral King soccer players are in the white jerseys with the blue shorts, white stripes, and the white socks. The Southview Saints are in the all blue with the white trim and the blue socks.
Throw in for the Saints. Into Fossey. Goes off his foot and goes out of bounds. We're going to see a lot of long outlet passes tonight here, Ron. Watch them run, so I hope you don't get tired watching them there. All that energy.
Now, I feel very comfortable just sitting here, relaxed, knowing that you know the game of soccer. And I'm putting down all the names in numerical order so that I can easily find them. And that is why you are not hearing too much from me at the present moment. I've got my Pepsi. Joe Bach provided us with some chips. So I'm a happy camper right about now. It's not raining. There's no lightning.
That's right. Off the Admirals, should be a blue throw in. No, he did not see it that way. Okay. Substitution for the Admirals. Number 14 coming in, number 8 going out. So we got
number 14. That would be Patrick Taggart.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Got a throw in for the Admirals on the far side. Goes back to Vincic.
One of the things I notice about soccer fans, as long as the play is somewhere between the 30 and the 30, looking at it from a football field point of view, things are relatively calm. But once that ball starts getting towards that goal, people get just a little bit frantic.
Yeah, they do.
The enthusiasm seems to build
goes
up.
a notch or two. That's right. Vincent going to try a header. We have a push on Admiral King. Southview will get a free kick. Goes long, picked up by the Admiral's keeper. And we'll punt back out toward the 50. Ball runs wide. The Southview throw in. And a substitution coming into the ball game from the Saints is number 8.
And that is Joel Vasquez.
And number 10 will be taking a breather.
And going to the bench for the moment is Joe Kowalczyk Jr.
Throw-in is controlled by the Admirals. Intercepted by Southview, and we're playing back and forth here. Off the Admirals. Thank you.
All right. We've got Southview's all set here.
Shot by number 12 for Southview. Scott Morris. Picked up by the keeper. Admirals will have a throw in. And looks like we have a substitution. Number 3, Mr. Basconi coming into the ball game.
David Basconi, a junior defenseman.
And Derek Smith is going to take a breather. There's a long pass, scooped up by the keeper for the Admirals. Free kick for the Admirals. Slide tackle must have caught his leg. Admirals defender pushed off, and we have a free kick for the Southview. Fossey lays it out. There's a header, and keeper gets it. Nice play by the Saints. Dropped it right in toward the box and went up for the header. Came up a little short. Fosse's going to take a shot. Goes wide right. Must have been a deflection because they end up with a corner kick for the Saints. Runs it long, and looks like it's
almost out of bounds,
yeah, it
but
did go.
saved at the last moment there.
No, he did make it out, evidently. Yep.
Well, Scott Morris almost saved it, and
Yep.
Scott Morris just bounced it off of his head.
Fosse. Good ball skills.
King goalie Rocky Ferrero kicks it out. Walter Levenhagen using his head.
Matt Vincic plays it across the other side of the field.
Boy, there is some intense running out there.
Oh, yeah.
The Admirals put it into play. Bounced off the head of one of the Saints. Matt Vincic. Gareth Hannigan. Off the body of Scott Morris. Andy Matos for the Admirals, and picked up now by Scott Morris.
We have a free kick for the Admirals. Little forearm.
Little action there between David McCartney and Jason Amato.
Little how do you do? Couple more of those, they'll be on first name basis.
Is that one of those fancy bumping into you type of things?
Yeah, there you go.
I see the boys use their head a little more often than than the girls did, physically speaking, that is.
Yes. I think the girls save theirs for the academics.
Yeah, a couple of nines dangling over on the far side. Mark Fazekas for the Saints and Andy Matus for the Admirals. Waiting to come in to the game is Joe Kowalczyk Jr. here on the near sidelines for the Saints.
I'll tell you, Mr. Fosse knows where to lay the ball.
Rocky Ferraro kicking it out of bounds and saving any further action against goal for the Admirals.
Josh knows his outside forward's going to charge forward, and that's right where he lays the ball. Let him run up on it. Southview with a throw in. Nope.
Walter Levenhagen.
Oh, hits the top crossbar and goes out of bounds. Be a goal kick for the Admirals. It's a game of inches.
Yeah, well, we saw that in the girls' game.
Yep.
Miss Gaynor missing a possible third goal for herself.
Well, hat
A
trick.
fourth for the team, hitting that upper crossbar. I noticed that there is a Brian Gaynor.
Brother,
for
sister.
Brother, sister,
Yeah,
okay.
little brother. He may not like me saying that, but that's what it is. Yeah, all the Gaynors have played soccer here for Admiral King. Older sister and now the younger brother. Corner kick for the Saints.
And it's right into the hands of the goalie, Rocky Ferrero. Gets the ball out. Picked up by Gareth Hannigan. Hannigan. And it goes out of bounds.
Throw in for the Admirals. Hannigan's trying to get out there to lay a pass out to Vincic, but the defender stayed right with him. And we got a holding call on the Admirals.
Hannigan getting the ball to Matt Vincic. Should be a holding call against the Saints, and doing the holding was Joe Kowalczyk Jr. Josh Bailey, number 20, if I'm not mistaken, waiting to come in the game for the Saints. And the kick intercepted by Andy Arredondo. Here come the Saints with the ball now. Tyler Johnston. Taken away by the Admirals and kicked by David Ross. Coming back now is Eric Levis.
There we go. The Admirals got a shot.
And now
here.
the Admirals with a shot on goal and missing.
He's a little upset with himself. Got it wide.
Gareth Hannigan.
Good effort. Came back on the ball and surprised the Saints.
Actually, it's number 21 coming in the lineup now for the Saints. That is Joe Acevedo. Coming to the bench for a breather is Andy Arredondo. Loose ball picked up by Rocky Ferrero. Kicks it out. Nothing against the ladies, but I noticed that when the male goalies kick the ball, it just seems to go a bit further.
Yeah, I think the wind picked up a little
bit. I knew there was a reason. I just couldn't put a handle on it.
There could only be two things. You know, got to be a little, I guess they're a little more physical. They do lay it out there.
Here comes Hannigan again. Hannigan kicks, gets away from the goalie, but he saves it before it goes in the net. Almost lost it again.
Nice save. Good effort on his part. That was close.
Vincent Velasquez, the goalie for the Southview Saints.
Vincent had a little margin on those hands there. Boy, that ball just kept slipping right out. But his coach is proud of him. He's giving him the okay.
Yeah. Big smile on his face and gives him the A-OK. All right. We are less than halfway, well, more than halfway through the first half. 17 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. No score in this contest between the Admirals and the Saints.
Admirals will have a corner kick. Matt Vincic took a shot and keeper got out and took it right to the chest to block it. Ball
and it's going
long.
to be Hannigan picking up the kick from Vincic, and it goes out of bounds. Southview will put it into play. I just saw one of the Lady Admirals coming into the stands with a big pizza, and I was wondering if that was the one that Ray Ebersol had promised to bring up to us, and she took her seat. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's Gaynor there sitting there. Scored 2 goals, now she's going to eat a pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I think Dad might help her a little bit.
I'm sure. Sure looks good.
I noticed she took the entire pizza out of the box and then handed the box to her dad.
No, she took a piece and gave the rest to Dad. Good old Dad, yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the soccer game.
Yes, Rocky Ferraro kicks the ball out.
We must be hungry if we're talking pizza.
Now in the lineup for the Admirals, or back in, we should say, number 8, Daniel Lucas.
Southview's going to have a free kick.
And coming off the bench for the Admirals, number 18, Chris Goforth.
Okay.
Oh, a great save there.
2 good saves. Got by the keeper, and who was it down there? Number 6 for the Admirals, I believe?
David Ross, if that's number 6.
Yep. David kicked it out and got it cleared, and Jason Amato finished it off and got it out of bounds.
Ferraro's kick picked up by Andy Arredondo. Way up in the air and off the head of Mark Fazekas.
And we'll have a goal kick. Mark got up there, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Nice job. Saints are sending the long ball, trying to get that breakaway. They've come close a couple of times. Danny Basconi sends it over to the corner.
And a bit of a tussle between Tyler Johnston and Jason Amato. But the Admirals get it out of there.
Yeah, Amato got a nice shot off, but Rocky fielded that one. And
that'll be off the foot of Scott Morris, and the Admirals will put it into play. Toss comes into Daniel Lucas.
Over to Ashton, back to going wide. You're not going to quite make it, though.
Goforth gets it over to Jason Amato. Taken away, and it's Goforth with it again. Kicked out by the Saints.
All I can figure down there with all that grabbing of the jerseys, they must want to change jerseys. They like different colors. I thought they were non-stick jerseys, but they seem to bump them and stick.
Walter Levenhagen will put the ball into play for the Southview Saints. No score. We are in the first half with 12 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Clock continues to run.
David Ross sends it long to Vincic. He's looking for some help.
Vincic kicks it in the goal.
My.
Beyond the outstretched hands of Vincent Velasquez. So with 12:36 remaining in the first half, the Admirals get on the scoreboard first.
Nice left-footed shot. He's got some skill.
Matt Vincic.
Yep, sir. Matt's one of those individuals that play in some club ball, plays year-round pretty much, and that's the type of thing you see with players that devote a lot of time to the sport of soccer. That was a beautiful. That was a bullet.
And a takeaway by Gareth Hannigan, up to Goforth. Gets away from Goforth. Hannigan tried to get it back, and here comes Josh Fossey.
Nice outlet pass, or in the center, I should say.
James Ashton now in the lineup for the Admirals, number 2, off the bench.
Shot by Arredondo, went wide to the right. They're getting opportunities. One of these times they're going to get a little further left and end up with a score. Substitution, number 2 coming in for the Saints.
That's Tyler Johnston. And
number 11.
Coming out is Brett Meyer. That one off the head of Walter Levenhagen. Going out of bounds, Admirals put it into play.
Derek Smith off of his head.
And that one will be picked up by Rocky Ferrero. He'll kick it out. Well, actually toss it out. Gets it out to Jason Amato. And it goes out of bounds.
Watch, there you go. Fosse laying it in there.
Ferraro with another good kick, and that is Matt Vincic with all the Southview Saints around him, getting the ball away.
Vasconi. Gonna send it down. Okay, out of bounds. Fosse kicks it out for the Saints.
Gareth Hannigan will put it into play. We're down to 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
Nice long throw in. That's a good toss.
To go forth. Go forth with it. And a push, it appeared.
Yeah, he could have used that Friday night with a stiff arm. That was
Scott Morris went to the turf.
He says, "Let me help you to the turf." He's a nice, stocky young man, and he moves well. Well, Coach Jones sees him out here. He may be recruiting him, huh?
I understand.
Yeah. Ashton, Jim Ashton's going to throw the ball in.
Andy Arredondo gets the ball down the field, picked up by David McCartney. McCartney on the kicking dribble, and it's kicked out of bounds by Andy Matos. So Southview will put it into play. And Gareth Hannigan takes it away momentarily, but it's off his arm, so it will go right back to the Saints. Josh Fosse will have the free kick.
This would be dangerous. Josh should be able to, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries that upper corner on the far left side. Yep. Didn't get enough hook. Need a stronger wind there. Right idea, though.
Yeah,
he's the guy
hooked,
to have take the kick. He's
around the back of the goal.
Yeah.
So Rocky Ferraro will kick it into play. Andy Arredondo comes to the bench. And Joel Vasquez now in the lineup for the Southview Saints, number 8. Scott Morris with the kick. It goes out of bounds. The Admirals will put it into play. Gareth Hannigan puts it into the midfield, and it's kicked away by Josh Fosse. The Saints in possession now, Tyler Johnston, and it's out of bounds.
We'll have a corner kick for Southview as it goes off to Saint, or off of the Admirals.
Derek Smith off of his foot. And the corner kick will be put into play by David McCartney for the Saints. Off the head of Josh Fossey.
Yep, nice
and
play.
grabbed by Rocky Ferraro. And he kicks it downfield. Off the foot now of Southview's Eric Levis.
Oh, you
And
got
some holding, if there's such a thing in soccer.
yeah, Derek Smith.
Oh, and down to the turf goes James Ashton on the far side. And he'll give the ball over to Jason Amato, who will have the free kick. Off the head of Eric Levis, and it goes out of bounds. Once again, Jason Amato will put it into play. As James Ashton goes to the bench for the Admirals. Coming back is Brandon Garrigan. Or Carrion. Brandon Carrion.
Right. Southview, number 3, number 21 coming in.
Number 3 is Andy Arredondo, and 21 off the bench, Joe Acevedo. Coming to the bench are Joe Kowalczyk Jr. and Joel Vasquez.
Actually, I think they've got that wrong. That's Azaridi, 21 for Southview there.
21 is Azaridi.
Azaridi,
Oh.
right. They've added here.
Well, I interpreted that.
Yeah, the way it looks on the page. I know because I was talking to his dad earlier and took the opportunity to point his son out to me.
Well, we apologize for that, but
Oh,
I'll tell you,
that's
that
all right.
sure
When you
looked
look
like
at-
an
yeah.
Acevedo,
Yes, it does.
the way it was printed by the coach.
Vincent walking the ball across.
And the ball scooped up by goalie Vincent Velasquez. He gets a good kick away.
Got a push by number 12 for the Admirals.
That
would
being
be,
Brandon Carrion.
Yeah, Brandon got a little close when he was going by. Gave him a how do you do?
3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first half.
Fossey lays it down. Good play.
Grabbed by
Rocky.
Rocky Ferraro, kicks it back out.
Go forth. Over to Vincic. Look wide for go forth he will, and
Vincic with the shot, no good. Velasquez gets it for the Saints, and he'll kick it out. Off the back of the head of Brandon Carrion. Mark Fazekas.
got an arm in the way there, so we'll have a free kick for the Saints.
Into the middle of the field and off the head of Hannigan. Hannigan intercepts. We got 3 players on the turf and a whistle.
It's 1st and 10 for the Admirals at the 35-yard line. Hit him high and hit him low.
Well, we'll settle for a free kick
There you go.
on the 34.
Nothing personal. It's a nice ball, but it's well covered by the
Picked up by
the
Levis.
Saints. Levis
Eric
is over
Levis. And knocked out of bounds by the
Basconi.
Admirals' Basconi, David Basconi. Ooh! I'll shoot it right back to you.
Andy Amato clears it out. Little trip, he just keeps going. All right. McCartney takes it away from him and sends it down.
David Ross on that kick.
Fossey
Back at
intercepts.
you by Fossey.
Comes McCartney again. Gonna lay it out. Here we go. A little long, and Rocky scoops it up.
Vincek puts the head to it. Here comes Hannigan. Play broken up by Scott Morris. Whoa! And a meeting of the bodies.
Azaridi meets Goforth.
Yeah, Joe Azaridi and Joe Goforth. Or Chris Goforth, I'm
Chris.
sorry. Chris Goforth. Wonder if anybody ever said, "Go for it, Goforth."
You did.
Just wondered, yeah. just wondered about that.
And we're now
Here we
gonna-
go. That's the end of the first half of play, and the score is Admiral King 1, Southview nothing. We'll be back with the second half right after this timeout.
Your one-stop place for something really special is Impressions, corner of Oberlin Avenue and Tower Boulevard. T-shirts and sweatshirts personally designed to your specific needs. Anything from bears, trains to zebras, and specially designed hats as well. And don't forget Impressions, your one-stop spot for school jackets. See Dave, the designer expert at Impressions, Oberlin Avenue at Tower Boulevard, right here in Lorain.
Yeah, we're off and running again, Ron.
And it's kind of like deja vu from the earlier girls game, which ended at the half with Admiral King leading 1-0, and we have the same situation here. Admiral King leading 1-0 here in the early moments of the second half, and it should be interesting to see what happens at this point in time. No doubt the Southview Saints want to tie this and even go ahead.
A free kick, a little holding there.
David Ross on the free kick. Picked up by Brian Gaynor. Matt Vincek, and just missing the corner.
Vincent Velasquez got to be holding his breath every time he gets the ball.
There's another kick
shot,
and
though.
wide
Right.
to the right.
And that was by
Gareth Hannigan.
Gareth.
Well, as long as he keeps putting them up through the uprights in football.
Yep.
Garrett, in fact, does all the kicking for Bill Jones' varsity football team. The punting, the kicking off, the extra points, field goals, even though none were attempted against Amherst. Here comes Tyler Johnston, picked up by Rocky Ferraro and kicked out. Matt
Fossey.
Vincek gets it to Lucas. Scott Morris overrunning the ball, and Matt Vincek taking advantage of it, brings it down, and a little bit of pushing and shoving that's missed. A lot easier to see all the action from way up here.
You notice I'm not commenting. I put my cards away. I retired this year.
You're not doing any soccer officiating?
No, I hung it up.
Just for this season, this year, or for good?
I'm for good.
For good.
I've had about 20-some years, and it's time. Here we go, King. And I should say Saints send it out. They're playing that long ball, but if there's nobody down there, it won't do you any good. So.
As we indicated in our opening, you had some of your children or a child that all of them, all five.
All five have played soccer. Yep. All went through Lorain City Schools. We had 13 years straight of soccer seasons.
And what are they up to now?
Well, we got the last two that played there at King are juniors in college. So we're on that 13-year run of college students. So we got 2 more left of that. And the oldest 3 have graduated and moved on. So.
Did any of them go on to play any soccer in college?
Yes, my daughter played at Ohio Wesleyan for a couple of years, and my son played at Marist in Poughkeepsie, New York. And Megan had a couple of ACL tears, so she didn't play. But and both the boys, one played 1 year at Walsh, and the other was had a toe injury, so he couldn't play. He was at Aquinas in Grand Rapids. So, but they're still active in the game as fun. But I don't have to make all the trips anymore.
The day will come when the grandchildren will be out there playing soccer, and Grandpa Neil will be expected to be there to root them on,
yeah,
like I'm doing with my granddaughter, Corey Elizabeth. She lives in Parma, goes to Bethel Christian Academy, and plays basketball in the school year. So we've enjoyed watching her play basketball, and then she plays softball in the Parma Heights softball league.
So yeah, it keeps trying to go. We got a push there by the Admirals, so we're gonna have a free kick for Fossey. That's dangerous when you put that man inside the 20. As you can see, it just went a little wide, but I'm sure Rocky's saying, "Hey guys, no pushing in that area."
Yeah.
You want to push them doing it on the other side of the 50, you know. Coach Burgess working over that spot, trying to say, "Oh, I got to get that ball in there, get back in this ball game."
Out of bounds off the foot of Joe Azariti.
McCartney.
Yeah, and he got caught.
Yeah, they were both doing it, but the first one to get caught pays the price. It's a long ball. Take it to the outside. There you go. Well done.
Eric Levis trying to get it away from Gareth Hannigan. Hannigan trying to keep at it.
Yes.
He loses it, and it's kicked upfield by Joe Kowalczyk Jr. Now it's being brought back by the Admirals' Daniel Lucas.
Southview throw in.
Actually, that was David Ross instead of Lucas. Lucas went down here on the near side. The young man with the blonde hair. And off of his head, out of bounds.
We should ask Daniel what the other guy looks like. I see he's got his hand in the cast there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as he's well padded, he's allowed to play, so there's no problem. That's off the Southview player. And we'll have a King throw in. Substitutions coming in for the Admirals. Number 3 is Danny Basconi, and number 6, I believe, is the other one we got coming in there, would be
David Ross.
David Ross.
Hannigan brings the ball up off his head. Picked up by Brian Gaynor. And Eric Levis kicks it out of bounds. Gareth Hannigan will put it into play.
Call a dangerous play there. He got his foot up high near the other player's chest. That's why he's keeping his arm up in the air, indicating a dangerous play or indirect kick. McCartney gets taken down. We'd have a nice score if this was a wrestling match with all these takedowns.
Between games, you had your creation on. The soccer ball turned into a hat, and the yellow and the red flag on either side. Now, so far in this, in the girls' match, not a single.
No cards.
No card. And this is what, for some kind of an infraction, some kind of violation.
Right. You don't want to see a red card because that means you're going to be sitting for a week. That's an ejection from the game. Yellow card is if you're playing dangerous or you have a one-way discussion with the referee. Usually they win, and you get a yellow card for dissent. And so a lot of kids get that. But a caution card, the player has to leave the field, can come back in the next next substitution opportunity. You get two of them in a game, it equals a red, and you're out.
Now you're out for that game, plus you're out for the next game as well, or all games for that week? For
the week, usually 2 games minimum. So in high school, it's kids aren't anxious to get red cards because you can miss a lot in a week. Yeah, we have a, okay, he did a smart thing. He wasn't able to turn it up, so he just laid it out of bounds. That was Andy Amato.
Joe Kowalczyk Jr. coming in off the track. He'll put the ball into play for the Saints. And it's kicked back out of bounds. Chris Goforth back in the lineup for King.
Yeah, I think James Ashton came back in too, number 2.
Off the head of Fossey. And the kick downfield off the head of Eric Levis. Kicked away by the Admiral's Brant Engel.
He had a foot on him when he let the ball loose, so he was offside.
Joe Kowalczyk Jr. will do the free kick for the Saints. Gets it downfield. Jason Amato puts the head to it for King. And we're going to have a free kick for the Saints.
We're in a dangerous situation inside that 20 with Fossey with the ball.
And a high one going well over the top of the goal. In fact, going right out of the stadium back to the concession stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday night, that would have been 3 points.
Yeah. Right next to Tops and Burger King. Yeah. Yep.
Ferrauer got it out to Brian Gaynor, and Gaynor tripped up. He'll have a free kick.
There's Vincic with a steal. And a
And
rocket,
a
but
shot.
it's wide left. Yeah. See Velasquez there, give a couple of Hail Marys saying thank you.
Out of bounds off the head of David Basconi.
Mono.
Walter Levenhagen gets
There
it
it
down
is.
there, and it's wide. Oh!
Did the right thing, just scooted it right by the keeper when the keeper came out. Just a little wide. That was an excellent. That was a good opportunity for the Saints.
Only problem is a missed opportunity.
That's right.
And a big sigh of relief over from the Admiral King bench on the far side. We still have a 1-0 score. Admiral King advantage with 25 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this contest. As the ball goes out of bounds and
Well, we
stopped
got
by
a
the referee, but something
free
on the
kick
far
on the-
side. Okay, free kick on the far side.
There was a push.
And that free kick will belong to the Admirals.
Matt Vincic steps up.
Left-footed kicker.
Looking for Harrington. He's got him. We're going to have a little
Hannigan in the
Hannigan.
corner, up in the air,
little over.
and over.
Brian Gaynor goes out. And catch who came in for him. I think it's in the middle of the field there. That's at number 6 or yeah. David Ross. For Azaridi. Gonna go off Basconi. Comes McCartney back into the ball game for the Saints.
Azaridi coming out.
Nice stop. Vincic hammers Fossey with the ball.
I mean, that's got to smart just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I would imagine, and these young men and the gals too. When we were watching them play in the earlier game, they
Yep.
just continue like, oh well.
And we got a push down. Should be about the top of the arc.
This will be a free kick for the Admirals inside the arc,
Yep.
and Matt Vincek will do the honors.
It's about 19 yards from the goal. And I would not want to be in that line when this kid lets the ball go.
Here it comes, and
Okay,
it's wide to
wide.
the right.
You're right, that ball does hurt. And this is a warm night. You get into late October when they're playing, you catch one in the face or on the thigh on a cold fall night, and boy, I tell you, it can be a herder. Got a hold on Vincic. He says, "What do you mean? What do you mean, ref? I didn't do anything. I just asked him what courses he was taking."
Yeah. Or how was the first day of school?
That's right. How was the first day of school?
Between games, talking to the new Southview principal, Jay Ferguson, I asked him how did the first day go, and he said, "It's a dream. Fantastic." He is just delighted, having been the building administrator at Admiral King for the past few years.
Vincic,
and it looked like Vincic got...
He got his bell rung there with that one. So he's down. They'll have a stoppage now and attend to him, make sure he's okay.
All right, with action stop, 21-13 remaining in the ball game. We'll be back. Okay, Vincek off on the sideline, being attended to by trainer David Dury, and action back here at George Daniel Stadium. Under 21 minutes remaining, and go forth with a kick to the goal, no good.
He crossed it across the mouth. Beautiful, beautiful pass.
And Derek Smith a bit upset with himself that he wasn't in the right place at the right time to take advantage of that.
Just missed.
Jason Amato, grabbed by Vincent Velazquez. And the Southview goalie kicks the ball out. Grant Engel, number 5 for the Admirals, the tall one.
This kind of ball game, you get one mistake and you're going to have a tie ball game. So this is a good game.
And the kick by Andy Arredondo going across field, out of bounds. Southview gives possession back to the Admirals.
For the opening game for both schools, they're playing pretty well. We were about 8 games into the season. Boy, I can imagine a big difference. Go forth on the outside.
Chris Goforth. And breaking up that routine, Scott Morris for Southview.
Pasconi with the throw in. Offsides on the Admirals.
And Joe Kowalczyk Jr. in the far corner will kick the ball out. Gareth Hannigan.
Nice save.
Out of bounds off of Hannigan. Southview will put it into play. 1-0 is our score. Matt Vincek getting the 1 goal back in the first half with 12 minutes 36 seconds remaining in the first half of play. And that's the score as it stands right now with 16 minutes remaining in the ball game. 1-0 Admiral King. The girls won the opener here at George Daniel Stadium for the Admirals. Lady Admirals 3, Lady Saints nothing.
They got a push on Fossey coming from the back. Yeah, the Demakia boys are trying to do a sweep here on them tonight. Nice ball by Vincic, a little long.
Right into the hands of Velasquez, and he'll bring the ball and kick it out into play. Here come the Saints. Andy Arredondo, and it's kicked out of bounds by Andy Matos.
Getting the Southview fans fired up here now with a little action.
Off the head of Vincek.
A nice little
Walter
foot back.
Levenhagen putting the foot to it for the Saints. And it's a tussle between Arredondo and David Ross in the near corner.
Amato sends it out. We have a throw in for the Admiral, or for the Saints. Into Fossey. Now he'll kick back. Sends it across the mouth.
Oh, and it's
my.
kicked out of the
He
way
was,
by
he was a step away from McCartney.
Hannigan. Gareth Hannigan, and over the top of the goal.
That's,
on the far side.
Deflected by Vincic, I believe. So we have a corner kick for Southview. That's one of the best attacks they've had tonight.
Kick was made by Scott Morris.
Fossey sent it across, and McCartney was about a step away from it.
And it's grabbed by the goalie, Rocky Ferraro, and he gets it out. And a kick right into Derek Smith. Saints sense that the time is running out, and they're beginning. Oh,
there it is.
And there it is.
There it
We've
is.
got a tie.
Yep.
And a goal made by Southview's. Come on, young man, turn around so we could see your number.
That's number 3. Number 9?
Number 9, that is Andy Matos. Andy Matos ties it up at 1-1 with 15:24 remaining in the ball game.
That ball deflected off the keeper's hand, and he was in the right place at the right time. So there's that break we were talking about.
That's it. And we were just saying, it seemed like with time running out, Southview's intensity just seemed to build, recognizing that they had at least get this game tied, and then forge ahead.
They got down into about 20 yards out, and they could smell it. No.
No, soccer matches,
Mr.
Joe,
Bach is afraid he's going to run out of film, but he'll run out of tape. No, high school ends in a tie. Only the playoffs do they have to do that. Then they play 2 overtime periods.
Ferraro comes out, gets the ball, kicks it out. Chris Goforth going after it on the far side, and it's out of bounds off of Southview's Jared Schulich.
Well, both sides are a little more vocal now here, and the stands woke up.
Yes. It's like these young men have caught their second wind.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what's so neat about this game. You can feel down and down and down, and you get that one break, and the next thing you know, it's, oh boy. Admirals are going to have a corner kick. Everybody's jockeying for position there. Sends it right in. And
kicked out of bounds by Andy Arredondo, so the Admirals will put it into play. Gareth Hannigan on the near side tosses the ball in. Kicked by Derek Smith, and kicked way out of bounds. Almost
Vincic
into the parking lot.
Vincic went high. He'd like to have that one back.
Kowalczyk gets the ball downfield for the Saints. And it goes out of bounds off the foot of Scott Morris. Admirals put it into play.
Fossey went up and had nowhere to go but on top of Basconi, so that's Gaynor.
Admirals with the free kick.
Sending it wide. Oops, a little too wide. Couldn't catch up with it. Coach Burgess yelling out some instructions to his player. He's done a wonderful job at Southview. What a nice guy he is.
I would imagine, Neil, it's not easy to find a soccer coach who can actually teach a subject in the particular building. For example, faculty manager of athletics at Lorain Admiral King, Rich Junker, was informing me Saturday evening when I asked him to get in touch, assuming that both the girls and the boys coach was right there in the building. Or were right there in the building, and he informed me that neither one of them teaches at King.
Yeah, this is a sport, and a lot of teachers, even though they've had coaching experience in some sport, if they don't know soccer, at least they don't take it on, and I can't say that I blame them. We've had a lot of schools have outside of the building type coaches in this sport, and Coach Burgess took over the Southview program, just learned with it, and he's done a very good job with it. He's disciplinarian, and kids listen to him.
And that's key.
Oh,
yeah. That's got to be important.
It is. Ooh, there we're going to have a card. I think you're going to see her first. Maybe not. One high with an elbow across the back there, but that's fine. Just going to change possessions. Saints going to get a free kick. Ooh. Got a goal kick. Well, the intensity is going to pick up even more now. We're getting down under 10 minutes here in a couple of seconds, and
we are at the 10-minute mark right now. 10 minutes remaining, and the clock continues to run. We're all tied up at 1-1.
Goforth kicks it.
Scott Morris kicking it up.
Basconi intercepts it, sends it down.
Josh Fossey for the Saints. McCartney now chasing after it. Picked up by the Admirals' Anti-Matos.
Fossey.
And a kick on goal goes wide right.
It's going to be a corner kick for the Saints.
Off the head of Anti-Matos. And a kick by Southview's Tyler Johnston, picked up by Ferraro, kicks it out for the Admirals. Off the head of Eric Levis. Goforth. Levis. Goforth.
Goforth, Levis. That's good. Levis, Goforth, huh? McCartney kicks it out of bounds. Vincic throws it in. Tomato. He's going to send it wide. Good header.
Off the head of Derek Smith. Smith puts the foot to it. It'll be picked up by Vincent Velasquez, and he kicks it out for Southview.
Gainer controls it.
Gainer with the
Oops, you're going to send it long.
off the feet of Walter Levenhagen.
Nice pass. Whoop.
Oh, and a push as Gareth Hannigan tried to put the foot to it, or a bump. Yeah. We'll make it polite, a bump. Andy Matos.
Told you, it's picking up now, boy. Woo.
Matt Vinsek. Up the field and out of bounds.
7:27.
We're not talking about airplanes. We're
No,
talking
sir.
about the amount of time remaining. It's now down to 7:17. Derek Smith for the Admirals. Vinsek now.
Oh.
Hannigan in control. Hannigan, and off the legs of Levenhagen, and it's going out of bounds.
And it'll be a Southview throw-in. That's right, that's a good call. It did go off of Hannigan.
Back out of bounds.
Throw in for the Saints.
Kicked by Jason Amato. Six minutes now remaining in the ball game.
Both teams now just trying to get the ball churned and downfield. So we're playing between the 30s. And now you got a problem. There you go.
For the Admirals, it's David Ross,
Should be
and
a
for
corner.
the Saints, it's Mark Fazekas. In the corner, it will be the Saints.
One off of Ross, so time to run a scent play for the Saints. So
Josh Fossey will kick it in from the corner.
he's got McCartney on the wide side. Little too long.
Off the head of Tyler Johnston.
Yeah, the Saints got the ball.
Johnston with the kick, blocked by the Admirals.
McCartney kicks, comes wide.
Fossey now, or Arredondo, Andy
And it's
Arredondo.
No, it went wide. It's a goal kick. And
We do have an Admiral King soccer player down
stoppage
on the far side with 4:43 remaining. Action back here at George Daniels Stadium. The injured player for the Admirals, Brandon Carrion, left the field. And the ball goes out of bounds, picked up by Rocky Ferraro.
corner kick for.
And the Southview Saints will have the opportunity for another corner kick. The ball is put down, and it will be Josh Fossey doing the kicking once again. A close call the last time this took place just a few moments ago. We're down to 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in this ball game. And the kick goes
A little
out.
long and out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, well, he was trying to hook that baby in, just missed.
So the Admirals will put it into play. There used to be an expression years ago, Neil, in a sports contest that ended in a tie. And like in football, it was like, yeah, kissing your sister.
Yeah.
Do soccer players look at it in that same vein
They don't
when
like
a
ties.
match ends in a tie?
Yeah, they don't like ties. Yep.
And yet in standings, there is like what? Each team gets a point for a tie, or
Just-
how does that work?
Yeah, there's no point. type systematic. They just don't get in league play. You might get something
in league,
like that.
yeah.
But like an independent type contest in this. But this should be a Lake Erie League game, I would think,
Yes.
because they only play each other once. Gainer sends it long. Stay up. There you go.
We are now at 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Velasquez kicks it out. Off of Andy Arredondo. Coming down the field with the ball for the Saints is Mark Fazekas. Fazekas going to the goal, and he is interrupted by Gareth Hannigan.
We got a...
Or make
got a
that
free
Matt
kick for,
Vincent.
Yeah, Matt got tangled up there and got taken down, so they're giving him a free kick. It's a little shade over 2 minutes left in the ball game.
Looks like he's favoring one leg, but he is a left-legged kicker.
We got a hold on there on Fosse, and King will get the ball at the midfield point with another direct kick.
And Matt Vincek will do the kicking again.
There we go. Oh, a little long.
Velasquez picks it up, and he'll bring it and kick it out. And it goes out of bounds off of Admiral King's David Ross. Southview will put it into play. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. We are tied up at 1-1. The first point put on the scoreboard was back in the first half with 12 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the half, and put in by Matt Vincek of Admiral King. Then here in this second half, it was Andy Matos scoring for the Southview Saints with 15:24 remaining in the contest.
50 seconds.
And that's where we are right at the moment, all tied up.
Gainer called for a hold. Oh, goes wide.
Long kick by Mark Fazekas goes way out of bounds. We're down to 30 seconds.
A new ball in. Admirals had to move back Vincek as their defender, so it's taking away their front line from a standpoint of having him poke one in. So they're just sending it deep.
Seems to be no real rush on his part. It's like, let's run the clock down and...
Yeah, we'll take the tie.
4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
And that's the end of the ball game. Our soccer contest all tied at 1-1. Neil and I will be back to wrap it up right after this timeout.
Since 1921, your hometown financial professionals at First Federal Savings of Lorain have dedicated themselves to meeting the financial needs of their customers and surrounding communities. They offer a wide variety of financial investments as well as home mortgages to meet your every need. Loans on boats, cars, mobile homes, and other worthwhile purchases are also available. Whatever your financial need, First Federal Savings of Lorain is ready to help. 7 convenient locations to serve you in Lorain, Huron, Sandusky, Port Clinton, and now at 36690 Detroit Road in Avon. First Federal Savings of Lorain is an equal housing lender and FDIC insured.
Well, there you have it, soccer fans. TV20's contribution to our soccer program in the Lorain City Schools here at George Daniel Stadium on this Monday afternoon, now evening, August 26th. We watched the girls play, the Lady Admirals victorious over the Lady Saints 3-0, and in the closing of this boys contest, all tied up at 1-1. And Neil, your reaction to it?
It was a good game, very good game. Once Southview got in and had an opportunity to score and got back into the game, the intensity really picked up, and both teams played a very good game. A lot of fun to watch, and You know, I wish they were playing again, but we'll wait until next year. But very good game.
I'm sure we'll have more soccer again next season. It's been real fun doing it. And TV20 continues with more sports action from George Daniel Stadium on this coming Friday, August 30th, when we bring you high school football. The Admirals of Lorain Admiral King playing host to the Shoremen of Avon Lake. For my partner, Neil Summers, and Neil, thank you for your expertise. Our producer and director, Joe Bach, I'm Ron Bacalar. Good night, everyone.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV20 WLCS.